so that we make everybody get palliative care services. Let me tell you, my dear sister, these people, when you tell them, they are happy. Can I tell you that people, even when they are dying, they send messages. Their last words is, "Greet for me, Philomena." Tell her thank you very much for what she has done. So it is lack of knowledge. In the past, we used to go to the radio stations and tell people about palliative care services.
What are the benefits of palliative care? Symptom management support, improved quality of life, reduced risk of depression, longer survival, support in making decisions, support for family members and caregivers, improved caregiver satisfaction. Palliative care is available at any time, regardless of the stage of illness or life expectancy.
I only pray that the government should also come in so that we get some airtime and tell people about palliative care services, so that that kind of misunderstanding that once you go in for palliative care, you have died. I have patients whom we started palliative care unit in 2003. They are still alive up to today. They have managed to live, they have educated their children, they are happy, and they also are advocates. They also go and bring more. You are suffering here for nothing. Let's go to this place. So it is lack of knowledge, and we can't blame them. They don't have the knowledge. Once they get the knowledge, they will accept. And once somebody in their home state, when you have spent the whole night, the whole day, the person crying for you from morning till morning in pain, and then you come and get that drug, within 5 minutes the pain is gone, and you also manage to sleep, who are you now not to come for palliative care? Who are you? You will definitely run for it, because you also that day you are going to sleep. You can also go do your work. You know, after 4 hours, I'm coming to give the medicine. So you also get relieved. And after all, palliative care does not only look at the patient, it looks after the entire family. Because once a member of the family is sick, it also means the other members are sick. So all of them are brought on board. It is that knowledge that we have to pass it on to people. As I told you, palliative care is my heart. They still consult me. I still go. Even in the streets, when I find somebody in pain, I still manage to take them to the hospital. So that is priority number one, palliative care, because I want whoever is in need to get it. Number two, Dokolo District made me to be one of the commissioners in Dokolo District Service Commission. So I am working there as one of the members of Dokolo District Service Commission. I also teach the Lira University Department of Public Health. They invite me to teach students palliative care. So I also dig. I'm a farmer. So I am not redundant. I am very active, doing a lot of things for humanity, wanting to make the place a better place than I found it.
When to consider palliative care? If you have a serious or life-threatening illness, you can ask about palliative care at any time. There is a misconception that you have to wait till your illness is in a later stage or terminal to get palliative care. You are wrong. Palliative care is most effective when started early, closer to diagnosis. How do you get palliative care? The first step in receiving palliative care is to ask a doctor or a healthcare professional about it. The doctor who treats your illness should refer you to a palliative care provider. You can prepare for your palliative care consultation by making a list of your symptoms and how they impact your everyday activities. You'll also want to bring a list of medications you take and any other relevant medical history. It is a good idea to ask a friend or a family member to accompany you to your appointment. After the consultation, you'll work with your palliative care team to develop a plan. The plan will be based on your symptoms and any treatment you're currently undergoing, as well as how your illness is affecting your mental health, everyday activities, and family members. The plan will be carried out in coordination with any other treatments you're receiving. It should evolve over time as your needs change. If it becomes needed, your plan can also involve advanced care and end-of-life planning.
Philomena has made it very clear to us. When we hear about palliative care, it is not only for cancer patients. You could have any form of chronic illness. It doesn't mean that you have to be terminally ill, like you said. You've said it has been even administered. You've heard her say it's been administered for people who even have got burns. The pain is what they try to help you to manage. It is good for somebody to die comfortable with little pain. The pain can be there, but it can be managed through palliative care. Philomena, thank you so much for your story, because it's been a story worth sharing to the people and to the public out there. And I think each and every one of us needs to be each other's keeper and neighbor, because from her story, that also came out very clearly. That's how she's been able to identify some of the cases and situations of where she's gone and being able to provide the support that is required. Join us next time for yet another interesting episode on palliative care.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Uganda's economy has grown tremendously with a 34 billion US dollars GDP, currently compared to 3.923 billion US dollars GDP back then in 1986. This has been possible due to the overwhelming government support towards the investment sector, due to the largely growing domestic market of nearly 45 million people strategically located in the heart of Africa, with a combined market population of over 700 million in the East African community and Comesa region. The Investor is a program that will showcase the different investments that have boosted the economic transformation of this great country.
The investment climate in Uganda is something that we have found very, very encouraging. We are here to continue to support and build Uganda from its core.
If you want to make money through investing in Uganda and beyond, this is the program on UBC that you must not miss.
The Investor, Let's Talk Business. Coming soon on UBC TV, inspiring Uganda.
On the journey of AGOA, one of the things that first happened was to train over 2,000 girls.
So there were many problems for investors at the time I joined Uganda Investment Authority. And our role was to identify them, go to government and say, you've got to change this.
In 1986, we had about 2,000 kilometers of what you would have called paved road, but in very sorry state.
I want to thank UBC that enables us to get these very important messages.
Showcasing where we were and how far we have come.
With the Kalanga Infrastructure Services Limited, we signed an implementation agreement where we are running 2 ferries. We're generating and distributing power to the entire Bugala Island, supplying clean, piped water.
Even Enterprise Uganda, we started with 5 people. Today we're all over the country. When you are approached by UBC every week, please make time and offer us the benefit of knowing where you came from, what you are doing, where you are headed to, so that we can all appreciate that things can be done.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi on sign language and Elizabeth Nakakoni. Let's take a look at the top stories tonight. Take 35 cases reported, the public warned on SOPs. Dr. Kiza Besigye released on 3 million cash bail after High Court ruling. And police arrest Kasanda district officer over parish development model extortion. While in sports, Umar Bakashaba to represent Uganda at international level. Hello, once again, let's dig into it. The Ministry of Health is concerned with the increasing numbers of COVID-19 compared to the normal trend. In a tweet, the Health Minister, Dr. Jan Ruthucheng, said there are surging numbers of COVID-19 similar to the Delta variant in the second wave. UBC visited some congested places in Kampala where the public seems ignorant of surging cases of the virus.
Until January 2022, when the economy was fully reopened, some sectors which had been under lockdown to stop the spread of COVID-19, 5 months later, COVID-19 cases have started increasing. Ministry of Health has confirmed 35 new COVID-19 cases. UBC visited tax parks in Kampala City where congestion seems inevitable, with less initiative in observing standard operating procedures.
Nteekateeka gye tulina wano weeri yaffe yakwongera mu bantu baffe maanyi kubanga ffera tubaddewo nga tukyagenda mu maaso nga tukimanyi nti covid waali naye lwakuba kati ennamba yeeyongedde kati ffe tulina enteekateeka wano ey'okuyita abantu baffe ku lunaku lwokusatu tuddemu okunaaza abantu mu ngalo tuddemu abantu bambale masiki tuteeka abantu abakebera kubanga tulina obukulembeze kati obwakugattira wamu.
A taxi driver, Sebagala Henry, says ever since the ministry announced that everyone who was fully vaccinated has less chances of contracting COVID-19, it's now challenging to enforce standard operating procedures.
Olw'okuba nti abantu bagemeddwa twasanga okusoomozebwa abantu nga bagamba nze neegema tax force yali etaddewo ennyingi yazikendeeza ng'agambye nti covid akendedde naffe ekintu ekyo ekirowooza nti kigizeeki covid akakkanya
ku ssaawa zino kano ke kakulaga nti neeteeseteese nkayina n'abasaabaze bengenda okuteeka mu motoka nabo buli omu mukuutira nti yambala masiki yo.
Most arcades in downtown Kampala have taken no initiative to enforce standard operating procedures in the wake of COVID-19. At Nakasero Market, the market administration is taking initiative in testing all market vendors who operate within the market.
Abantu abasinga basuubuza katale ke Nakasero nga bwe tukugambye nti nno kitandikira kufa abali wakati mu kibuga. Ennamba esinga yakatale ke Nakasero bonna beegemesa. Essaawa zino omulamwa gwe tusinga okubeera nagwo tetulina mulamwa gwa kwegemesa, tuli mu kukebera abasuubuzi baffe okulaba bayimiridde batya mu mbeera zino zabadde batambuliramu nga twawulirako ko nga minisita omu agamba abantu bajje obukookolo ku nnyindo. Kati abantu bwe bajja obukookolo ku nnyindo ate obulwadde bwe tuwulira ate nga bukomyewo kwe kulaba nti nno tuzzeemu tukebere tuyimirire tutya.
We are here to do market surveillance, COVID-19 testing. And we've recently seen that we have been getting some cases. Actually, even here we have gotten some. So we are here trying to do some testing, and then such that we pick out those who are positive and see how to help them.
Era mpulidde ekyo omulanga gavumenti gwekubidde abantu nti obulwadde bwazzeemu nenjagala nziremu nate era bankebere ndabe eddala kituufu oba si kituufu.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
And the Director General, Ministry of Health, has announced that the country has registered 35 new cases of COVID-19 as of 4th June 2022. In the same statement, the ministry also assured that the country has no case of monkeypox registered as yet, but implored the public to report any case to the health authorities.
The Ministry of Health has observed an increase in the numbers of COVID-19 cases in the country in the last 3 days since June 3rd, 2022. The increase is attributed to the laxity by the population on the COVID-19 standard operating procedures and the low intake of COVID-19 vaccination.
This is like the